It's time for spelling analysis. Are you ready? All right, our first word is actor. The actor in the movie made me laugh. Actor. Go ahead and say actor. How many syllables in actor? Two. We will say to spell act or. What will we say to spell? Act or. All right, let's sound it out. The first syllable is act. A-k. Use a k. S, t. The second syllable is or. Or. Go ahead and write act or. Sound it out as you write it. All right, let's sound it out together. The first syllable is act. Act. The second syllable is or. Let's read it. Oh, how do we mark it? We'll underline the or. Now let's read it. Act or, actor. And the or is saying it's schwa sound, in an unstressed syllable. AR and OR may say they're unstressed sounds or they're schwa sounds, in an unstressed syllable. Actor. Good. The next word is actress. She is an outstanding actress. Go ahead and say actress. How many syllables in actress? Two. We will say to spell act-ress. What will we say to spell? Act-ress. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is act. Act. The second syllable is res. S. Go ahead and write act-ress. Sounding it out as you write it. Excellent. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is act. Act. The second syllable is res. S. And let's read it. Act-ress. Actress. Now, what do you notice? That's right. We doubled the S after a single short vowel. Excellent. What do you notice about the word actor and actress? That's right. They both start with act. And what does an actor do? It's a person who acts. And an actress is a female or a woman who acts. So these are related in meaning. The next word is waiter. He works as a waiter at the restaurant. Waiter. Go ahead and say waiter. How many syllables in waiter? Two. We will say to spell wait-er. What will we say to spell? Wait-er. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is wait. W-A. Two-letter A that you may not use at the end of English words. T. The second syllable is the R of her. Go ahead and write wait-er. Excellent. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is wait. W-A-T. The second syllable is All right. Did you use the correct Let's mark it. We'll underline the A and we'll underline the Let's read it. Waitress. The next word is waitress. She will be your waitress this evening. Waitress. Go ahead and say waitress. How many syllables in waitress? Two. We will say to spell wait-ress. What will we say to spell? Wait-ress. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is wait. W-A, two-letter A that you may not use at the end of English words. T. The second syllable is res. S. Go ahead and write wait-ress. Sound it out as you write it so you're sure that you write every phonogram. Good. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is wait. W-A-T. The second syllable is res. S. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the A. Let's read it. W-A-T-R-S. Waitress. Notice we doubled the S after a short vowel because we often double F, L, or S after a single short or broad vowel. And there you go. What do you notice about actress and waitress? That's right. They are both ending in res, and they're both women who either wait on tables or who act. So excellent. The next word is pilot. The pilot guided the plane to a smooth landing. Pilot. Go ahead and say pilot. How many syllables in pilot? 2. We will say to spell pi-lot. What will we say to spell? Pi-lot. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is pi, p-I, using it, I, e, ya. The second syllable is lot, l-a-t. Go ahead and write pi-lot. Good, sound it out. And help me to write it. The first syllable is pi, p-I. The second syllable is lot, l-a-t. And how will we mark it? We'll put a line over the I. Why did the I say its long sound? I and Y may say it or I at the end of the syllable. And here it's saying I at the end of the syllable. Let's read it. P-I-L-O-T, pilot. And again, you can hear this saying an I sound. And remember, any vowel may say one of its schwa sounds, or I, in an unstressed syllable. And there it is. So we'll exaggerate it as pilot for spelling, but we say pilot, the schwa sound. The next word is hawk. The hawk soared across the sky. Hawk. Go ahead and say hawk. Let's sound it out. Aw, two-letter aw that you may use at the end of English words. K, tall k. Okay, got it? Go ahead and write hawk. And that's right, it's the two-letter aw that you may use at the end of English words. Excellent, help me to write it. Aw, k. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the aw. Notice we used it in the middle. We may use this one at the end, but it may also be used in the middle. Let's sound it out. Awk, hawk. The next word is automatic. I prefer to drive a car with an automatic transmission. Automatic. Go ahead and say automatic. How many syllables in automatic? 4. That's right. We will say to spell automatic. What will we say to spell? Automatic. All right, let's sound it out. The first syllable is aw. Aw, two-letter aw that you may not use at the end of English words. The second syllable is toe. T-o. The third syllable is mat. M-a-t. The fourth syllable is ick. I, use an I, I, E, ya. K, use a k. S. Go ahead and sound out automatic. That's right. Automatic. You've got it. Good. Do you see how important it is to be sounding it out as you write it? All right, help me to write it. The first syllable is aw. Aw. The second syllable is toe. T-o. The third syllable is mat. M-at. The fourth syllable is ick. Ick. All right, how will we mark it? We'll underline the ah. We'll put a line over the O. And why did the O say its long sound? A, E, O, U usually say their long sounds at the end of the syllable. And then everything else is its first sounds. So let's read it. Aut, o, at, ick. Automatic. Excellent. The next word is visitor. The visitor brought me flowers. Visitor. Go ahead and say visitor. How many syllables in visitor? 3. That's right. We will say to spell viz, it, or. What will we say to spell? Viz, it, or. Let's sound it out. Viz, the first syllable. V, I, use an I, E, ya. Z, use a s, z. The second syllable is it. The third syllable is or. Viz, it, or. viz, it, or. And now help me to write it. The first syllable is viz. V, I, z. The second syllable is it. The third syllable is or. All right, how will we mark it? What sound of z do you hear in visitor? That's right, the second z. And then we'll underline the or. So let's read it. V, it, or. Visitor. Now notice, AR and OR may say their schwa sounds in an unstressed syllable, and that's what's happening here. What is the root of visitor? That's right, it's visit. Yep, so visit, if you visit someone, you are a visitor. The next word is artist. Maria is an artist. Go ahead and say artist. How many syllables in artist? 2. We will say to spell artist. What will we say to spell? Artist. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is R. The second syllable is tist. T-is-t. Go ahead and write artist. Excellent. Good, help me to write it. The first syllable is R. R. The second syllable is tist. T-is-t. And how do we mark it? We'll underline the R and let's read it. Artist. Artist. Wonderful. The next word is director. Who was the director for that movie? Director. Go ahead and say director. How many syllables in director? 3. We will say to spell director. What will we say to spell? Director. All right, let's sound it out. The first syllable is die. D-I. Use an I-E-ya. The second syllable is rec. Rec. R-e-k. Use a k-s. The third syllable is tor. T-or. Die, rec, tor. Got it? Go ahead and write director. Good. I like how you're sounding it out. That's really important. Go ahead and help me write it. The first syllable is die, D-I. The second syllable is rec, R-E-k. The third syllable is tor, T-or. And how will we mark it? We'll put a line over the I, and I and Y may say it or I at the end of the syllable. Here it is saying I, and we'll underline the or. And let's read it. D-I-R-E-C-T-or, director. And what's the root of director? You're right, it's direct. So a director is someone who directs. The next word is fault. Whose fault was the accident? Fault. Go ahead and say fault. Let's sound it out. Fault. Aw, 2-letter aw that you may not use at the end of English words. Ult. Go ahead and write fault. Sounding it out. It's written just like it sounds. Fault. Excellent. Help me to write it. Aw, ult. And how do you mark it? You'll underline the aw. Let's read it. Aw, ult, fault. Awkward. Well, that was awkward. Go ahead and say awkward. How many syllables in awkward? 2. We will say to spell awkward. What will we say to spell? Awkward. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is awk. Aw. 2-letter aw that you may use at the end of English words. K. Talk. The second syllable is ward. W-R-D. Go ahead and write awkward. That's right. It's 2-letter aw that you may use at the end of English words. Excellent. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is awk. Aw. K. The second syllable is ward. W-R-D. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the ah and the r. Let's read it. Awkward. Awkward. And again, AR and OR may say their schwa sound in an unstressed syllable. So there it is. Awkward. Awkward. Excellent. The next word is poem. Would you like to read the poem with me? Poem. Go ahead and say poem. How many syllables in poem? 2. We will say to spell po-em. What will we say to spell? Po-em. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is po. P-o. The second syllable is em. E-m. Go ahead and write po-em. Very good. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is po. P-o. The second syllable is em. E-m. How will we mark it? We'll put a line over the O. Why did it say it's long sound? A, E, O, U usually say their long sounds at the end of the syllable. Let's read it. P-o-e-m, poem. The next word is president. He is the president. President. Go ahead and say president. How many syllables in president? 3. We will say to spell pres-i-dent. What will we say to spell? Pres-i-dent. All right, the first syllable is pres. P-r-e-z. Use a s. The second syllable is I. Use an I-E-ya. The third syllable is dent. D-e-n-t. Go ahead and write pres-i-dent. Once again, sound it out. Pres-i-dent. Excellent. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is pres. P-r-e-z. The second syllable is I. The third syllable is dent. D-e-n-t. All right. What sound of z do you hear in president? The second. And why is the I saying its short sound? I. President. That's right. I and Y may say it or I at the end of a syllable. Now you'll notice some of us might say president or president. So some people may put a schwa here too in an unstressed syllable. Let's read it. P-r-e-z-i-d-e-n-t. President. This is a great word to think of where there's other words that are related, and you can hear this. One of those words is preside. The president presides, and here you hear that I very clearly. That's why it's spelled that way. The next word is doctor. The doctor is really great at what he does, and he is one of my heroes. Doctor. Go ahead and say doctor. How many syllables in doctor? 2. We will say to spell doc-tor. What will we say to spell? Doc-tor. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is doc. D-a-k. Use a k. The second syllable is tor. T-or. Go ahead and write doc-tor. Excellent. And help me to write it. The first syllable is doc. D-a-k. The second syllable is tor. T-or. How will we mark it? We'll underline the or. Let's read it. D-a-k-t-or. Doctor. And again, the or is saying its schwa sound in an unstressed syllable. All right, very good. You have learned some really great words, and hopefully you understand how the phonograms and spelling rules are the logic of English that helps you understand why these are spelled this way.
Combining the science of reading with the joy of learning. Learn more at essentials.logicoфenglish.com.